Mike Tyson made a brilliant career in various titles, including in the heavyweight. Before we continue, please subscribe and activate the bell so you don't miss the latest updates from QINIMA Sports. Mike Tyson in his various title matches has won more than 50 wins. However, from these few victories, Mike also suffered an unforgettable defeat, both for Mike himself and by his fans. Here are the 6 biggest losses of Mike Tyson's boxing career. James "Buster" Douglas. In the match, Tyson against Douglas in Tokyo on February 11, 1990. Actually, Douglas was not an opponent that Mike reckoned with. It was even estimated that Douglas would lose by knockout in the 4th round. At that time, Mike was having problems in his personal life. On the other hand, Douglas was in a position where his mother had just died, so that was a special motivation for Douglas. Hard training by the underdog, Douglas, finally paid off by overthrowing the Iron Mike Tyson in the 10th round. Despite being in the 8th round, Douglas was already lying on the canvas and was saved by the bell at the count of 8 then. Evander Holyfield. Mike Tyson's second famous defeat was against Evander Holyfield at the MGM Grand, Las Vegas, on November 9, 1996. Although after fighting Douglas, Tyson immediately made up for his defeat with 7 wins and reclaimed the 2 belts that were previously won. Tyson lost his fight against Holyfield in Las Vegas. In the fight, Holyfield fights by constantly pressing Mike and can control the fight well, and finally managed to stop Tyson in the 11th round. Mike's unbeaten record was taken by Evander Holyfield, a boxer from Alabama. Evander Holyfield 2. After suffering a defeat, 6 months later Mike fought back in a rematch against Holyfield at the MGM Grand, Las Vegas, on June 28, 1997. This very famous fight became a big record for heavyweight boxing world and a memory that is difficult to forget by many. Before the incident, the fight went smoothly and was marked by buying and selling punches from both boxers. Entering the 2nd round, the fight was heating up. Tyson managed to land a few punches that made Holyfield wobble a bit as he applied pressure. When Mike's left hook missed Holyfield's head, Mike didn't match with a right jab, but instead put his arm around Holyfield's neck. With Mike frustrated because he wanted to avenge his defeat, Tyson finally bit Holyfield's right ear to bleed. The incident briefly halted the fight before resuming it and cut Mike's points tally. Unfortunately, when the fight resumed, Tyson again bit the opponent's ear, this time the other part of the ear that was bitten earlier. Finally, from that incident Tyson was disqualified from the match, lost his boxing license, got a fine of $3 million United States dollars, and had to undergo community service. Lennox Lewis. After losing his license, Tyson finally got his license again at the age of 35 years. Tyson returned to fight on June 8, 2002 against British boxer Lennox Lewis. In the 1st round, actually Mike had led the match and won the jury's calculations. But in the next round, it was Lennox Lewis who was able to dictate to Tyson, with beautiful dodging and hitting. The match ended with Lewis winning in the 8th round of the planned 12 rounds. From that victory, Lewis deserved to get the nickname the Greatest. Lewis, the 3rd person to beat Mike Tyson, before Douglas and Evander Holyfield. Coach Mike said, "Lewis is a great fighter and fights like a champion. He actually finished Mike in the 3rd round," he said. Before Tyson, Lewis first defeated Tony Tucker, Olive McCall, Henry Akinwumi, Shannon Briggs, Evander Holyfield, David Tua, and Hassan Rahman. Lewis also opened up the possibility of a rematch, but the opportunity wasn't there until both boxers retired from the ring. Danny Williams. 2 years later, with a famous tattoo, Mike had to lose against Danny Williams at Freedom Hall, Kentucky, on July 30, 2004. In the early rounds, Mike was able to lead the match, but had to suffer a ligament injury in his knee. So Mike's steps had to stop with a knockout in the 4th round, at the age of 35. From the results of the match, Mike had no motivation to return to boxing again. On the other hand, Williams had a big chance in the WBC title fight against Vitaly Klitschko on December 11, 2004, but Williams suffered a knockout defeat in the 8th round. Until the next matches, Williams suffered many defeats, even up to 9 consecutive defeats. Despite his old age, Williams is still active in boxing, because he has to pay for school for his children. Kevin McBride. In his last bout of his boxing career, Mike faced Kevin McBride of Ireland on June 11, 2005, in Washington, D.C. In most of the fights, Tyson had to work hard to beat the almost unknown boxer, Kevin McBride, who looked aggressive in the first 2 rounds. Tyson was able to land a lot of punches, but McBride, who kept embracing with his big body, seemed to have managed to weaken Mike. In round 5, McBride's strategy worked, as Tyson looked tired, and McBride was able to land some good shots during the round. Although Mike Tyson was still able to win the round with 2 judges' scorecards, the 6th round was the last round in Mike Tyson's career. He fell on the canvas, due to a push from Kevin McBride, but it was counted as a slip by the referee, rather than a knockdown. From a 2-point deduction, giving McBride a 9-8 win on the scorecard. And although Tyson still leads 2 of the jury scoring cards, surprisingly, Tyson decided to quit his seat before the 7th round started. That gave McBride victory via technical knockout. Thus the information from us may be useful for you. Please give your thumbs up by pressing the like button and share with your friends, and don't forget to leave your comments below. See ya.